Hey everybody, it's Alan, and I hope you are doing well. It's Chicago time again here on the channel. Here is a song that was recorded right around the Watergate scandal. It's a Chicago song called Harry Truman.
America needs you, Harry Truman. Harry, could you please come home? Things are looking bad. I know you would be mad to see your favorite man prevail upon the land you love. America's wondering how we got here, Harry. All we get is lies. We're getting safer cars, rocket ships to Mars. From men who sell us out to get themselves a piece of power. We'd love to hear you speak your mind in plain and simple ways. Call a spade, just like you did back in the days. You would play piano, each morning walk a mile. Speak of what was going down with honesty and style. America's calling, Harry Truman. Harry, you know what to do. The world is turning round and losing lots of ground. Oh, Harry, is there something we can do to save the land we love? Oh, whoa, whoa. America's calling, Harry Truman. Harry, you know what to do. The world is turning round, losing lots of ground. So Harry, is there something we can do to save the land we love? Oh, Harry, is there something we can do to save the land we love? Harry, is there something we can do to save the land we
So that was a song written by Robert Lamm and sung by Robert Lamm, and basically it was a commentary to a degree on the Watergate scandal. And reflecting back to, I don't know, perhaps a president that he, Robert Lamm, actually thought did a good job. Let's put all that aside. Because I'm doing everything I possibly can not to make a political statement here. I've said it in other videos, and I'll say it in this one. For me, it's not a left and right thing. It's not a progressive versus conservative thing. It's a haves versus have-not thing. And when we sit back and really pay attention to what American politics has turned into, in many ways, it's turned into open corruption. We've got political representatives, congressmen, senators, on both sides of the aisle, making legalized insider trading based upon the information that they're receiving within political groups, aka boards and councils and what have you, that they sit on, whether it be the Armed Services Committee, whether it be, the consumer financial committees, whatever the case it is, doesn't matter, any of the committees. these politicians are literally taking information that they were receiving in committee, placing stock market wagers, whether it be buying or selling, on the information that they have that any other American person having that information would be thrown in jail for acting upon insider trading. But they get to do it legally. I saw a chart not terribly long ago that showed Warren Buffett's level of success, which is somewhere in the neighborhood of around 35 or 40% success. And how many politicians were outpacing the stock market legend of Warren Buffett. Some as many as 145% better success rate than Warren Buffett. And again, it's not a red versus blue thing. It's not a conservative versus liberal thing. It's a haves versus have-nots thing. There's a section in the Constitution that's called the Emoluments Clause. It basically says that no sitting American politician can take any form of payment, bribe, or what have you from a foreign country. And we've got politicians doing that all throughout government. I'm not even talking about the $400 million jet from Qatar or the $5 billion golf course from Qatar. But I'm talking about the luxury trips to and from Europe to speak to companies. I'm talking about arms deals for certain companies that are being buttered up by certain PACs. Billionaires spending hundreds of millions of dollars, not just one, several billionaires spending millions and millions and hundreds of millions of dollars to curry favor with the political class. And you wonder why we can't get a bump up in the minimum wage. I saw a thing not too long ago where the current Speaker of the House was saying, well, how on earth do you expect a politician in Washington to live on X amount? We haven't received a pay bump in 10 years. And I'm like, the American people haven't received a pay bump in the minimum wage in over 20 years. They get universal health care. Our politicians get universal health care once they're in office to the day they die. And yet we don't get paid family leave for people who just had a baby. We can't get, universal health care, which, again, I remember very clearly back in 2016, the numbers basically indicated that the American people right now spend a total of about $32 billion on health care. No, I'm sorry, $34 billion in health care. And if we had universal health care, it would cost $32 billion, which would be a net savings of $2 billion. But we can't get that because insurance companies and pharmaceutical companies. The United States subsidizes oil companies, fossil fuel companies, car companies, pharmaceutical companies. We put money into colleges to work on scientific solutions to healthcare and other situations, such as the environment. And then when our colleges come up with ideas and formulas and medicines, our government gives the trademark away to companies that then charge us exponentially more than we invested in that, so that they get to privatize the gains, but essentially publicly create the finances for the medications, for the technologies that they create. So they're charging us for stuff that we've invested in. If it was anything else, if it was the stock market, we would invest in something and we would expect a return on our investment. There's this thing called fiduciary responsibility. It means that a company has a fiduciary responsibility to get as much profit as it possibly can for its shareholders. That goes for oil, cars, so on and so forth. If the government were to, instead of subsidizing these companies, actually treat those subsidies as an investment in those companies, then we should get a return on our investment. The United States should be part owner of ExxonMobil. The United States should be part owner of the pharmaceutical industry. The United States should be part owners in the companies that run our gas, water, and electric. And yet we're subsidizing all of these companies, and then those companies are taking our money and then raking in profits for the shareholders, of which we're not considered one, even though it's our millions and billions of dollars worth of investments that's actually created the medicines and the formulas that they're using to rape and pillage us. It's an absolute catastrophe. And it's only getting worse. And again, I'm not going left or right here. I have my beliefs. I'm not going to necessarily share them here, but I am saying that we need to get our heads out of our ass and actually pay attention to the literal robbery that we're living through. And it is a robbery. I mean, we got a $4-point-something trillion giveaway to the top 1% because trickle-down economics has really proven to work. Talk about a lie. You can probably tell I'm biting my tongue to say things that I really want to say, but I'm not going to. But with that said, this Chicago song brings up a whole bunch of thoughts. And all I ask is that we pay attention. We sit here and don't get spoon-fed narratives from left-wing media and right-wing media, but we actually do a little bit of self-education. That does not mean reading what your algorithms feed you in your Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitch feeds. But you actually do a little bit of digging. You actually do some searching, and you look to see exactly where our money is going, because it's not going to highway infrastructure. It's not going to high-speed rails. It's not going to fixing bridges. It's not going to solving problems with, violence in schools. It's not going to save our inner cities. It's not going to save our environment. No, it is not. All those funds are being cut to the bone, while people are spending millions and millions and billions of dollars on a defense system that, if we noticed anything from this last weekend's Ukrainian attack on Russia, which was, I think they attacked 4 military bases in Russia, and they used little drones sitting there destroying billions of dollars worth of weapons that Russia has. What's that say about our aircraft carriers and our boats and our airplanes? If air bases can be taken down by drones that are the size of a coffee table, it's like, oh boy, we're going to have $1 trillion defense budget. And the Defense Department has not passed an audit in over a decade. I don't even know if they've ever passed an audit. And yet they're going to raise the defense budget by $150 billion after they didn't pass a defense budget. I mean, they literally could not find over $400 billion worth of funds that they had allocated for the Pentagon last year. $400 billion could not be accounted for. And the congressional budget is going to give the Defense Department another $150 billion. And yet there's still lead in the water in Flint, Michigan. There's still wildfires burning everywhere. There's still tornadoes and hurricanes ravaging the Southeast. I just look at it and go, at some point, and honestly, I think that some point was right around 1978 to 85, right in that area, where our country, the United States, took a dramatic turn towards feeding the wealthy instead of growing industry and actually creating something that would have continued to grow and feed us as a nation. Oh, okay. I need to shut up. I'm sorry. I went off on that, but I always love that song. And to me, it's a little bit of a call to arms for the American people to wake up. And I really, really, really hope that we do. And we can figure out a way to straighten this ship out, because the iceberg's tearing a hole in the hull. And I'm not as optimistic as I once was. So with that said, hope you enjoyed this. I can only imagine what the comments are going to be like on this one, but feel free to leave one. We can talk about it. And with that said, just know that I appreciate all of you and I wish you well.